thank you all for coming out, even though you knew it was going to be me. So it's a great compliment. I want to spend a little bit of time this morning talking to you about what we do at bandwidth.com and DurhamCares and DurhamCares. Good morning, Jessica. How are you? And in some way, shape, or form, I hope that I might be able to impart some sort of a message or a lesson or some sort of inspiration, if I could be so bold, for ways in which you might get involved and get engaged in Durham. You all are engaged in Durham, or you wouldn't be here. It's all very important to you. But I'd like to share some of my experiences with you in a way that they might be able to meld with some of your own experiences, in a way that we can all work together towards the betterment of the city that we've all come to love. So thank you all again for coming out. I think that what I'll do is I'll start off and tell you a little bit about my life history in 5 minutes or less. I'll tell you a little bit about bandwidth.com, which is the organization that pays the bills. And then I'll like to spend most of my time talking about DurhamCares and some of the initiatives that we've got going on in Durham and with most of that may be areas that we might be able to work together in some ways. First thing on life history, I am very happily married to Kimberly, and we have 3 amazing boys, ages 3, 5, and 7. We live in southwest Durham. I have been here since 2001. I grew up in Baltimore, which I told the people who were on the DurhamCares bus tour and bus trip to Durham last night. I was the host for it, and it's always important to understand who your host is and their credibility. I've only been in Durham since 2001, but I grew up in Baltimore, went to University of Delaware, graduated in 91, moved to New York City, worked on Wall Street for 6 years, and then came down here with my wife in 97 to Chapel Hill originally, and then we're there for 4 years. Moved to Durham in 2001, and since then, like you all, fallen in love with this place. And my wife's family in particular cannot understand how to live anywhere else other than Manhattan. And for the first couple of years, we thought we might move back someday, but it's never going to happen. This place is really near and dear to us. And so I want to tell you a little bit more about how we've come to realize that. I came down in 97 to start off a business. I've been involved in energy trading and started an institutional energy derivatives brokerage desk in Chapel Hill that I had the good fortune and blessing to be able to sell in 2000 to a company that's called ICAP. And to this day, the largest electricity derivative trading desk in the world, or brokerage desk where the most transactions happen, actually is in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. If you ever want to go see what Wall Street trading desk with all the turrets and all the monitors and people yelling and screaming at each other are, you can still see it right on at the intersection of 54 and 40. It's an e-fuel trip. Sold that and then got involved in a couple of telecommunications companies, which I had the good fortune of selling in reasonably rapid succession, and then started bandwidth.com, which is a company that I still own and am involved with today. Started bandwidth.com on January 1st, 2001 with my partner David Morgan. At bandwidth.com, we provide businesses with telecommunications services. We are a nationwide CLEC. How many people know what a CLEC is? Okay, good. All right. So this is going to require a little bit of explanation. A CLEC is a competitive local exchange carrier. It means that we have telecom facilities in all 50 states. We provide voice and data services for businesses of all sizes all across America. Our clients follow the demographics of the web, so most of our customers are, as you might imagine, in California. And it's funny, there's a Bible passage that talks about a prophet is without honor in his backyard. So we never have been able to get a lot of clients in North Carolina for one reason or another. But we have some, of course. But we're a nationwide company. We provide all the telecommunication services for Google behind all of their initiatives, including Goog 411. How many people have heard of Goog 411? So this is an opportunity to talk that up so I can get my kids to college. Goog 411. How many people call 411 for information? Okay, more people than knew about Goog 411. Okay, so we're going to make a dent in that. Every time you call 411, you charge anywhere between 50 cents and $1.25. If you call Goog 411, it's free.
G-O-O-P?
G-O-O-G, for Google.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So Goog 411, you call them up and you say, I wanted the number for a Top of the Hill or a Toast restaurant or whatever the case may be. And you get the number for free. And then you can also say, text it and or information, and it will send the map directly to your iPhone or your BlackBerry, and that's also free. Every time you use that, we get paid about 1/8 of a penny. So do it often. But we do that, and we have we are a major carrier partner for folks like Skype. You all probably know about Skype. We're their largest North American partner. And so we are specialists in business communications, particularly on the area of voice over IP. We exist to help businesses save money on their phone bill. Smallest customer we have is about $700 a month, so we're not so much in the small office space, but then you go all the way up again up to Google. We've had a great run. Bandwidth.com has been awesome to us. As you can see here, you go to the next page. We're the 4th fastest growing privately held company in the country over the last 5 years. And we are particularly proud of that. And pride is a difficult and dangerous thing, but we're proud of it, and I'll tell you why we think we've been able to grow that way. But we're proud of it because we've been able to do it without any type of material outside funding. And we've also done it without acquisition. Typically, a company to be fast growing makes acquisitions because it's based on your revenue growth. In our case, we've been able to do it all organically and without any type of venture funding, which means that David and I continue to be the majority owners of the company, which is important for us and our culture, because we ascribe the success that we have to God. Religion and our faith operates through absolutely every part of who we are as people. It's very, very important for us. And so at Bandwidth.com, we ascribe much of our success to divine providence, but then also our culture. And our culture is all about faith first, then family, then work, and then fun. And fun incorporates fitness. And so the 4th priority is fitness. And so we push everybody out of the office for an hour at lunch to go do ultimate frisbee and to ride bikes in the park. And those are all things that are important. But at work, life, faith, family, balance is extremely important for us. And I'm sure that as you run businesses and organizations, you've seen the same things at work. But I will tell you that in our organization, it is the secret for our success. And we've been able to attract great talent and being able to succeed in an environment where we were a .com and telecom. And we got started in 2001. How many people remember the .com implosion? So the business you didn't want to have after that was a .com getting started in telecom. That was a double whammy. And I think that our success is largely based on our culture and our ability to focus in on that and to have very low employee turnover as we live that culture. And so along the way, we've won some neat awards, including the Triangle Best Journal, Best Place to Work. When we get around to doing the application, we forgot to do it in 2007. But it's been a great run. And most importantly, it's provided us a platform from which to do some of the things that become really important for us as we look to get back and get involved in the community. And so I want to spend the rest of the time talking about that. 3 or 4 years ago, I was involved in a small group study. How many people know what a small group is? Okay, so a small group, typically with the church, they'll be church on Sundays and a Sunday school, but then typically 10 members of the church will get together in what's called a small group or a shepherding group or something like that. Well, our shepherding group did something on the subject of calling. What are you really looking to do? What are you built for? What has God called for you to do in your life? And in my case, as clearly as God's talked to me, I fortunately have never had a great divine moment where all of a sudden God is there. Something you may have, I'm envious that hasn't happened. But I became pretty convinced nonetheless that there's a great opportunity for my business partner and I to get involved in something that would be more involved in the community, which doesn't mean that we can't express our faith and inspire people at work. And we do at Bandwidth.com. We have people from all sorts of faith backgrounds in our company, but nonetheless, again, we try to live that out as a part of our culture. But we thought there might be a great opportunity for us to do things directly for the community. And so we started a number of initiatives, and those are what I want to tell you about, again, with the hopes that we might find some common ground with which to work together. Because most assuredly, Bandwidth.com, or DurhamCares, or Talent Capital, or BandwidthCares, or the person of Henry Kaestner aren't going to be able to do any of these and make a major impact on our own. And so when we get together as a community and really work together as a team, that's when things can really happen. So some of the different things that we're involved in include BandwidthCares. For us, an extension of our corporate culture is to get involved in the community